So be prepared. But let's call let's address the elephant in the room, and that would be me. I have gained 23 pounds since this time last year.
Ooh.
And this thank you, maybe. Like it's people. I had my friend. So this time last year, I was in Bangkok. I was in Thailand touring, and I sent that note to my friend. She was like, "Oh, really? 23 pounds since this time last year?" I was like, "This is how you know you're getting old, because you naturally live in stretchy pants, so you have no idea." You're like, "No, maybe I have a few more curves in different places." I've been through the gamut, so I'm back to logging my food, and just so I know, oh, really, Nutella does have that many calories. Yeah, Nutella, it's full of chocolate and crack. That is the key ingredient to Nutella. Crack, cocaine, I am sure is secretly in there. But the elephant in the room is that, yes, I too am an immigrant. Yes, that's right. And things are hard right now for us. When I go to the bar now and I ask for Diet Coke, I have to make sure I say, no ice. But you don't get any sympathy being an immigrant with this color. Right? Like people like to appropriate my accent to me. And were I any other shade, we'd been having a appropriation conversation. But as a colonizer, I have to say nothing.
Right.
Yeah, so I am originally from England. We're going to get that clear. I mean, I always felt, yeah, people love England, but don't love our teeth. That's how you know that I've lived in the States long enough.
Yeah.
I always felt like I didn't quite belong in England, which is weird because I look like I walked right out of an English period film. People often would say I look like Helena Bonham Carter.
Yes.
Yeah. Helena Bonham Carter has won 38 combinations of Emmys and BAFTAs. And I've won one online comedy contest by Chuckle Rum, which means I'm more of a Helena Bonham Cant. I came to this country because I got accepted into an American university, but because I couldn't get into an English one. I don't know if that means you're dumb, or if English people are just snobby. Probably because I did fail my written English high school exam 3 times.
Ooh.
Yeah, right. It's weird because I was always really good at oral. So it turns out I'm actually dyslexic. Do we have any other fellow Die Celtics? If so, please raise your right hand.
Ooh.
Maybe not. Okay. And so has explained why I obsessively use emojis. Right. I just thought it was like a Gen X thing, but it's really how I coped, because nowadays, if you don't acknowledge someone in the text thread, you're going to get kicked out for being unsupportive. So I just scroll through and I randomly will put in an emoji so you know I'm there, like the odd winky face here. Cheesy grin. At one point, I got really excited and I put in 3 at one time. It was like thumbs up, Union Jack, eggplant. Apparently, that's not appropriate when confirming a medical appointment. But I have found the emoji that will solve all of my problems, and it is the zany googly eyes. And if you're not sure what that is, it involves a head tilt, 2 squiffy eyeballs, and the tongue sticking out. It's like,
Yeah.
so it's like, Paula, how are you feeling after last night out on the town? Zany, googly eyes. Paula, what is going on with the American political situation? Zany, googly eyes. Paula, would you like to meet tomorrow for coffee, 1-on-1? Eggplant, zany, googly eyes. Dating was tricky in America, and I will tell you, I really came to this university because at the time they took 3 women to every 1 man. And I was like, that's great dating odds.
Yeah.
But what I didn't realize was, apart from my tiny, small musical theater program, the rest of the university were computer science nerds. Which means when I think we're going out to play role playing, they're just playing Dungeons and Dragons. So I thought, well, why don't I just date my own? And I started dating some musical theater people. And it turned out okay, except that whenever we would get into an argument, someone's bursting into song. I did manage to graduate from that university, and I really had a hard time with dating. So no one at my own age did it work out, because you know what? I don't need you to tell me how I'm smothering your career, even though all you're doing is working at a coffee shop and writing plays. I really need to focus on my career. How am I stopping you? Keep going to the coffee shop. It's not a problem with me. Please leave the house. I'm quite happy without you. So I thought I'd just date blokes way older. And Los Angeles, like, no one cares because they're all too busy dating their own nieces. So I met this chap, and he walked in, I remember, and he was wearing this leather jacket. It was like purple and gold. And I thought, oh, this must be an American thing, because in England, we don't have purple or gold cows. Like, Grace is the only person ever to laugh at that joke, apart from me. So I appreciate the love on that. So I had cracked the dating code at this point, which was, if you're listening here to the show, the answers to understanding how to date well in the United States of America as an immigrant is learn American sport. So I asked him, and he told me that he liked basketball. And I'd done my research, and so when he said, is there a team that I follow? I looked him in the eye and went, yes, Harlem Globetrotters. He then said, well, I think you find the team I support, the Lakers. You know, there's no dispute of which team is better. And I was like, darn tootin', the Globetrotters have never lost a game yet. So we ended up getting serious, and I moved in, and I became a stepmom. Yeah, now as if our parenting isn't hard enough, I moved into a family of a different race and culture. In the household, they refer to themselves as Black, and they refer to me as the colonizer. And this kid was super smart. And I thought, well, I'm sure we can get them into some of these fancy Los Angeles schools. Turns out they cost $40,000 a year for elementary school.
Wow.
40,000. That's the car.
You
know, 40,000. I'm like, how expensive are these crayons? What are they made out of? Saraswati crystals? I'm like, why is the school say so expensive? Are there puppies in every classroom?
Ah,
Does the AstroTurf come from NASA?
right.
Is the lunch trolley made out of truffles? And that when you serve morning breakfast, you put a few shavings on a plate and serve it with a butler and a Fabergé egg? I do feel that, only elementary school kids should get the puppy dogs that are purebred golden retrievers. I feel middle schoolers 100% should get the pit bulls, because that's the only dog that can match the attitude of a middle schooler. In fact, maybe they should actually throw in a few feral cats. Because you imagine if there were feral cats around in the bathroom, no one would be smoking or weed or vaping. They'd be staying in the classroom and studying.
Yeah.
And I got this kid through school, and they ended up getting into a very fancy high school. And this high school, you had to get recommendations. You had to be able to pass all these exams. And then there was a family interview. And most of the time, these schools have celebrities. Their kids go there. Johnny Depp's kid was in the year. I mean, I can't compete with that. But I do feel I was the one that put them over the edge. Because I walked in, I closed my umbrella, I looked him dead in the eye and said, "How do you do?" And I think they thought, oh, we got to have this kid. This family's rich. They can afford the real Mary Poppins. So the kid ended up getting flown out by all these really fancy universities on their senior year. They got flown out free of charge by Princeton, flown out to Amherst College and Carleton College. And it was that college that I got this text. And the text said, "Paula, today is National Coming Out Day. I want you to know that I'm bi. Please don't tell my dad. You're the only person I'm telling in the whole family." And I read that and I thought, wow, this is my soul baby. Like, blood is not thicker than water. And I then started to ache and thought, wow, why didn't you tell me sooner? Because then we could have filled in more boxes and got more scholarships for college. It was tricky, I'll be honest with you. It was over 2 years that I held this secret. Now, when I say that, most people go, "Oh," not because holding a secret for 2 years is long, but they think that I can't hold a secret for 2 years. I was trying to give hints. Like, the kid would come over, the kid would be around and go into their dad's closet, and they were always taking their flannel shirts. I'd be like, "Have you noticed, sweetheart, you need to keep buying more flannel shirts?" Nothing. We sat and we watched the movie Prom about the kid who can't have their prom because they come out, and he bawled their eyes out. And I looked at the kid like, now is the time to tell him. Because it was getting really uncomfortable. He kept wanting to know about their dating preferences. They're like, "Oh, how is it going with Alex? I haven't met this Alex. Is he nice?" I go, "Well, Alex is nice." Alex was a girl. And then the dad got really sick. He was in hospital for a long time with a horrible back, couldn't move. And I said, "Listen, kid, you have to share before he kicks it. Please don't take this to your grave." And the kid was like, "I don't know. This is not appropriate, Paula." And I was like, "Appropriate? This is the best time. The guy can't move off the bed and he's on morphine. Tell him it's fine." What then happened was there was an official time the kids sat down with their dad and told them And the kid sent me a message saying, okay, I told dad everything went well. Great. So 2 days later, we're having dinner. And I said, so, did you have any clue about Ashley coming out? And he went, what? I was like, your conversation with Ashley the other day. What conversation? The guy had so much morphine, and as a boomer, he's lost brain cells. So I came out for the kid accidentally. It all got sorted out, and it works out. They're actually now also non-binary and referred to as a they. It gets very tricky when I say they, and they know the person's name is Ashley, so they assume that it's an Ashley, although it's a female presenting body, and it gets quite exhausting unless I'm talking to a Gen Z.
Yeah.
The kid now, I'm going to go this section where Grace, you're going to love it, because I'm going to talk about adventures with boomers.
I'm not a boomer, but yeah.
Dating boomers. So this chap is he's going to turn 70 this year, right? There's an age gap. I was hoping if you date someone older, you'll always look young. Not unless you date someone and you're Caucasian and they're of a brown color, because you will always look older than them.
Yeah.
We took the kid to a Microsoft convention thing before university, and this is before AI got as popular. You looked into the screen and it computed your age, right?
Mm.
The kid went in and looked at it, went 12. The kid was 18, right? Went to him, looked at him, 45. The man was in his 60s. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. I go in front of it, 64.
Uh-uh.
It was 20 years older than I was.
Ooh.
This is not a great look for vanity. I don't care how much I don't care how much Botox. You will never age well if you're with a black man.
Yes.
And this is the life of the boomer. I'm going to give you a slice of just an average Saturday. An average Saturday. Karina likes to go on social media and roast her agent, which I feel the more you roast your agent and go viral, they will be forced to have to keep you, because you will have so many followers, they're going to be able to book you gigs. So completely roast that agent. So I got some new pants. Someone gave me some pants and they said, I want a picture. So I have taught the boomer how you take a photo of a lady of a certain age, and that means not 30. You just go top and tilt.
Yes.
Because you don't need any creperie. The creperie is what I buy when I want something to eat. Not his idea, this is what happened. So I come back with all of these photos. He's like, this is a great background. I'm like, wow, the boomer's really getting into social media, spent some time on TikTok. I look back, every single photo has my head cut off.
Oh.
It's a day in a life with a boomer.
Right.
That afternoon, I'm doing my meditation group talk, and I teach meditation. Half I say, do you want to be able to dial in? And he was like, yes. Okay. Now I asked him to dial in today, and he hasn't, probably because he's having a hard time logging into his computer. He's thinking the computer has a face recognition, doesn't understand it's still thumb. And the last time he did it on his own, he hurt his back.
Ooh.
So he's in this meditation group, and halfway through my lecture, I'm getting to a serious aspect about stress and meditation. Suddenly, the screen changes on Zoom. It says, welcome to Willie's whiteboard. And he starts doodling. He is doodling. I don't know how he had access to the share in the Zoom. Do you understand it? I was like, bro, you could at least pretend to have some enthusiasm for your spouse. You're online doodling. And I knew I was being recorded because I wanted to yell, And I was like, Willie, what are you doing now? Like, I'm yelling at him from one room to another room while we're on Zoom. Willie, what are you doing now? The boomers' idea of Zoom to see if you can see them, it's not like, hey, can you see me? You got me? The boomers' idea is, hey, can you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And then occasionally they'll be talking like this, and you'll suddenly discover that on you, and they don't realize they're on yelling into the Zoom where you can't hear them because you're on.
Yeah.
So I decided to have a little bit of fun with this especially during the pandemic. I was like, listen, everyone, I've got a new ebook coming out. I realize things are stressful, but we need the sales up. So I'm going to give you my credit card number now, and you can just buy the card. You can buy the ebook, right? Everyone, okay, ready? The number is 442. They start losing their mind. They're like in and out of going on and off of mute. They're like, Paula, hear what? I don't know. Paula. I don't know what the way that. And I go, and then I just thank you everyone for today's session. Namaste.
Yeah.
I live in a household where phone calls are on speaker. I don't need a morning alarm because boomers only sleep for 5 hours. I hear them 2 rooms down on speakerphone. The speakerphone, I usually hear the other person talking, and he's saying, hey, can you speak louder? Because I can't hear you. Right? And I'm like, yeah, I can hear you. The whole neighborhood can hear you. Listen, Paula, you need not to be mean to me because I have to speak louder because I'm going deaf. I'm sorry, honey. You speaking louder is having me go deaf. There are some tips and great advantages that I have learned being around a boomer. Number 1 is putting your light on when it's dark to read a menu. I don't want to have glasses early. I'm cheap. I don't want to have to pay for them if I don't need them. So you just put your light on the phone. I'm like, this is actually a great hack. Brilliant. Mother's Day, the Gen Z takes a photo and puts the caption, old people at dinner. I was like, sweetie, you think that's funny now? You were 40 without glasses because of all your bloody video games. Be nice because you're going to be blind and I'm going to be the one walking you around to the supermarket.
Exactly.
I also like some of the gadgets he's got. I've been hurt. So we have something called a grabber. A grabber is a device you pick and you pick things up. Those of you who might have been incarcerated or have community service will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I will never have back problems. I will never pull over and go, oh, I pulled my back, picking up my socks off the floor. No, because I have a grabber. I just pick it up like a gun, pew, and then put it in the laundry basket. Yeah. I'm not going to pull my back out, pulling the curtains open in the morning. No, I just stand there like I'm conducting a bloody orchestra. 1, 2.
Okay.
Yes.
Wrap it up. Can you wrap it up? Sorry to interrupt.
You know what happened?
You've been like, I think 30 minutes or something you've been doing.
What's happening is that's what my brain thought. And then I thought your face was going to come on at 20 and I forgot because you know why? I'm practicing being a boomer.
And on that note, no, it's confusing. I get it, girl. I get it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much